Well, hi guys, thanks for joining me. Wednesday night games today. It was a great day for Arsenal, who are playing on Thursday. So, week 21, Arsenal started the evening off 6 points ahead of both Manchester City as well as Aston Villa. And I was sure 100% that Man City were going to beat Brighton, but I was also quite a bit convinced that Brighton were going to be good enough to give them a bit of trouble. And honestly, I thought Manchester City were on the front foot most of the night because they had so many chances, but their keeper and their defense worked very hard. Donnarumma also had to put in a great shift because Brighton were showed absolutely no respect for Manchester City. And yeah, they're really struggling. I've never seen Haaland go this many games without scoring for fun. He scored the penalty, which was 100% a penalty. I saw it. At first, I was like, oh, you cheating scam. Then I saw it and I was like, oh, yeah, well, that is actually a penalty. But the Mitoma equalizer as well came in and I was like, oh. Before we continue and also talk about what this means for Arsenal when they play Liverpool tomorrow or later today when you see this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, the usual stuff, and I'll go through some of the results that have happened today. All of them actually from the Premier League. So Manchester City drew with Brighton 1-1. Like I said, Haaland penalty, Mitoma equalizer. Then Burnley versus Manchester United. Oh, Man U. Man U have changed manager, but their fortunes are exactly the same. Darren Fletcher couldn't get a win on his game. Sesko, 2 goals. Sesko, 2 goals, but it wasn't, they were not going to stop Burnley. It was this Haven boy, former Arsenal player, Aiden Haven. He is, like you're noticing him for all the wrong reasons. Anyway, he scored an own goal and then an Anthony, was it? It was an equalizer for Anthony, for Burnley. But imagine drawing to Burnley. They're easily one of the worst teams in the league. It's Man U. But then again, they successfully managed to end the losing run for Wolves. So special team at the moment. And then Aston Villa, who are also probably them and Man City are the ones who are literally putting pressure on Arsenal. They drew away to Palace. Away from home form is going to be really important for Villa because the other game at Arsenal they lost. So I've got a feeling they've got a few more draws in them away from home. They are dominant, completely dominant at home. They beat us. They're beating everybody. I think they've gone about 11 games or something and beaten at home, but it's quite a lot. And then Chelsea. Chelsea basically had a complete nightmare. Another team who have changed the manager this week. Maresca is gone. Maresca is gone. Yeah. They've got this Liam Rosinia, some young guy who they've pinched from one of their feeder clubs. And it's a bit of a stinky thing. Chelsea, every time there's something, you just you wonder how many loopholes are in things. Like no one has thought that we should stop these clubs who've got feeder clubs from basically moving their coaches around like pawns and disadvantaging the other clubs that they do not put value in. Like remember last season we had Crystal Palace and is it Lyon or something? Crystal Palace missed out on a Europa League place because of Lyon, because that kind of thing. Every time there's a club that is determined to really bend the rules. So UEFA will definitely have to put in some kind of rules, and the FA Premier League will have to put in some rules and stuff about this kind of behavior, cause really it's a big naughty, isn't it? Regardless, he didn't have enough time to train his team. They went away to Fulham, up the road really from Fulham and Chelsea, and Chelsea beat them 2-1. But to be fair, Chelsea were playing handicapped. Cucurella with 100% penalty, pulled down the last man, and he was sent off rightly. I don't know. Indiscipline, like I feel you remember 2 seasons ago when Arsenal were picking up the most ridiculous yellow cards. At least like there were some which were like 100% not yellow, red cards, and there were some which you could argue were red cards, double yellows, all those things for the most stupid things. With Chelsea, him and Caicedo, both 100%. There's no discussion there. Right in the rule book, you don't have to go and find some obscure verse that covers the ref. They really got done. But anyway, they lost 2-1, and they are absolutely dropping. Considering only a few weeks ago, they beat Arsenal 1-0 with 10 men. Yeah, Fulham did them. And Fulham are so impressive. Honestly, I can't believe they got a win after getting that magnificent draw right at the death versus Liverpool. Who else played today? Oh, I'm looking on the wrong day. Everton versus Wolves was 1-1. Now, Wolves have got this little boy, Mane, who I need to watch a lot more of. He has been a revelation for them. 18, and he looks like a baby. He looks like his mum still makes his packed lunch. Honestly, but he has been a revelation for Wolves. And Everton had 2 red cards as well. I don't know what happened there because I didn't watch it. I was watching Man City, but I'm going to watch the highlights in a bit. But yeah, who got sent off? Michael Keane, the guy who got slapped by Idrissa. He scored as well. Oh, Lord have mercy. So Michael Keane, VAR, and Jack Grealish with 2 yellows. Yeah, which was crazy. But then his second red was right in the 90th minute, and and Wolves had already equalized. So it wasn't actually Wolves equalized before the sending off. So those sending offs actually affected them. They could have won it, but they are doing so well considering. They're still bottom. They're not going anywhere, but they're quite impressive. Just the amount of work they do. Second. Yeah, the amount of work they do, the effort they put in every game, despite losing or drawing, you can tell. I can't hate them or ridicule them. I can't lie to you guys. Now, the game of the night, which I watched a bit of at the end after Man U Burnley, Newcastle United versus Leeds. Oh my goodness me. What an exciting match. The way it ended, a last minute goal from Harvey Barnes. Is it Harvey Barnes? Yeah. Yeah, in 12 minutes of added on time. It was crazy, but they managed. Newcastle pinned Leeds back, and Leeds were so naive. There was a point, it's 9 minutes into added on time, and I'm like, please just do not attack too much. Maintain possession of the ball, but they were doing some crazy stuff. I always remember when Arsene Wenger's teams were doing some of the worst work. They had no discipline. Basically, an Arteta team would not do something so ridiculous. You have one. It costed us against Liverpool 1-1. 3-3 at that point. In fact, they were leading 3-2. Then Newcastle went 3-3 or through a penalty and goes in again. And then they get this last second winner, and it was gut-wrenching. I felt for Leeds, yeah, because at the end I was saying, oh, I wish Leeds could get some honorary points, 3 points just for the owner, because they did. It was a thriller. Honestly, it was a thriller, but that's how it ended. The only team, oh, no, they're not the only team to win, because we had Bournemouth playing Tottenham. Now, Semenyo has signed a deal with Manchester City. This is his last game for Bournemouth, and he scored a 95th minute winner to beat Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Tottenham, their manager, Thomas Frank, is begging to be sacked. He has been pictured walking around drinking an espresso from a little cup with Arsenal on it. I don't know if it's somebody who's done some AI trick or something, but literally you don't do that kind of thing, do you? Let's be honest. But yeah, I'm like, he's begging to be sacked. Sack him. Please sack him, because he needs to go. And Tottenham are in the mud, 100% in the mud. They cannot buy a win to save their lives. But Evanilson Krupi, I remember him from last week. He did Arsenal in getting a consolation, and then Semenyo winner, and they celebrated. Like some of these players, of course, they are moving on to bigger and better teams, they think, but they love the sport, and I'm happy at how he celebrated and stuff, because it would have been something he knew he would leave his old team with to remember him by, and I think they're going to appreciate him absolutely. So for what team is this? Matthias Tell and Paulinho scored for Spurs and whatever. Yeah, so let's look forward now to what this means for Arsenal. Right now on the board, both Man U and Aston Villa, Man City and Aston Villa are 5 points behind Arsenal because they drew. Arsenal have got a game in hand. Now, Arsenal need to win. I'm telling you, they need to win. They've got no choice but to win against Liverpool. Of course, you are not entitled to a win. You have to earn it, yeah? But we have suffered long enough, Arteta and co. All I want from him is not to play as conservative as he did beginning of the season. Remember that game we played with Liverpool? It was so ridiculous that we were just so guarded and so scared of our own shadows. And I have read somewhere that Arteta has never beaten Liverpool. I think he's got a huge, huge mental block when it comes to Liverpool. And I understand it. I think it's a team that he really respects. You know, those teams that when you're growing up, they've got, like the way me, Man U, even if I know we're going to beat them, which we draw and stuff, I don't like. I'd rather face Manchester City. I'd rather face anyone else but Man U. They give me anxiety because I never enjoyed any of the games we faced them in the noughties. Never. It was horrendous. So I always wish for something else. But when we play Liverpool at the Emirates, 3-0 minimum. This team is terrible. Liverpool team is awful at the moment. And I hear Ekitike is fighting for his fitness. They've got no Ekitike. Of course, Isak has got that leg break, So they've got no striker. Oh, they've got, what's his name? Cody Gakpo, who is pretty decent, but he can't play by himself. Florian Wirtz as well. He started scoring just in time to meet Arsenal. Jeremy Frimpong is on that side with Nkapie. We can do him. We'll be fine. Curtis Jones, Conor Bradley is pretty decent. These two, Konate and Van Dijk, they will be functioning on pride. They would not want to, especially Van Dijk. He's the arrogant one. Konate wants to go to Real Madrid, but Van Dijk, he'll be on pride because he said so much rubbish about Arsenal, hasn't he, in the last few years. And then Dominic Soberslai, I want him at Arsenal. If someone's got a dungeon at the Emirates, please just lock him up. He's pretty, pretty good. I love the way he carries himself, the way he plays. I mean, he said a bit of rubbish at the end, saying, "Oh, Arsenal need to remember we are the champions," and blah, blah, blah. Oh, whatever. Whatever. Yes, you are the reigning champions, but we are gonna, hopefully. I can't lie. I have learned not to trust Mikel Arteta in certain games. Man City, Liverpool, I don't trust this guy. And a draw is not going to be the end of the world because of the way the results have gone today, but it will be such a slip up for no good reason. So go hard or go home is my take. And if he can make it a drubbing, even better. Even better, because everybody is going to lose their minds and they will literally just forfeit. Every time we turn up anywhere, they'll just wave the white flag. And it is important that we start as we aim to finish. But yeah, if we start with Saka, Trossard, Gyökeres up front, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, and if we have Timber, Saliba and Gabriel, then Nkapie, we should be okay. We need David Raya to stay on his line all night. It doesn't matter what's happening. You just stay on your line. We do not want any mishaps. We know you are a bit of a bit bad when you've got all those top corner, shots. And after the last time, you need to be in the right position and just be cleverer. I've got a feeling you've worked on it, so that would be good. But what it means, the results for today, is that Arsenal have got a chance to take this lead to 8 points. And if we do that, all my days, honestly, it'll be very hard to take us down, because I can see Manchester City with a few more draws. I mean, drawing to Brighton, Manchester City, there are certain teams you expect them to just beat at home. The Etihad, hell. So basically, yeah, this is bad for Manchester City. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm not being dismissive of Liverpool. Liverpool definitely, like these are the defending champions. They didn't get there by being nice about it. And they're going to try and spoil the party. They're going to try and win, but we need to maintain the first half control. This is how we wanted to play this game last season. Control the tempo, get into the second half, finish most of the second half, and then make changes to try and, overrun Liverpool. And it worked against us because they had a freak goal with that crazy, crazy free kick right near the end of the match. But yeah, this is what has happened today. Let's see what happens in the near future. But otherwise, yeah. Good one, Arsenal. Come on, Arsenal. Come on. Right, guys, I will leave you to it and we'll talk very soon. Bye-bye.